Juliet Gordon Low, the remarkable founder of Girl Scouts. Juliet McGill Kinsey Gordon was born on October 31st, 1860 in Savannah, Georgia. Growing up, her family and friends nicknamed her Daisy. She was known as Daisy for the rest of her life. Juliet, more commonly known as Daisy, wanted girls to be able to choose themselves and to be independent. But everyone thought that the girls of the late 1800s should be cleaning, cooking, and going to tea parties. Juliet Gordon Low took her stand and created Girl Scouts for girls everywhere. As a teenager and young adult, Daisy went through many hardships, including
Mademoiselle Charbonneau
school, a boarding school so strict that students weren't allowed to speak English, only French. After the death of her older sister Alice, Daisy felt completely lost in life. She later wrote the quote, "Welcome all obstacles, as it is only by meeting with difficulties that you can know how to overcome them and be prepared for others in the future." She wanted everyone to be as adventurous and outgoing as she was, or at least have a taste of it.
Daisy met and married William McKay Low. On her honeymoon, a piece of wedding rice got lodged inside of her ear, making her partially deaf. Because of this, her challenges were harder than most may think. She had many adventures while traveling the world. She encountered the Prince of Wales, and he became one of her best friends. She saw every one of the 7 wonders and flew a monoplane. After landing, she described it as a delicious experience. The most important experience she had was while she was in Great Britain. Daisy met Sir Robert Baden-Powell, the founder of the Scouting movement. He had a great influence on her life. Daisy didn't know how she could share her talent with the world, but when she met Sir Robert Baden-Powell, she knew she could share her talent with the world through scouting. Then she traveled to Scotland and created a Girl Guide. This was the start of Daisy's amazing stand. She enjoyed and loved this experience so much that when she came home to Savannah, Georgia, she called her cousin Nina and said, "Come right over. I've got something for the girls of Savannah and all of America and all the world, and we're going to start it tonight." This was the beginning of the Girl Scouts and Daisy's stand and how it changed the world for the better. Knowing that Girl Guides were temporary, Daisy knew she would have to create something new and more influential towards girls. Then 3 days later, on March 12, 1912, being 52 years old, Daisy created and held the first Girl Scout meeting, and her stand was just beginning. Many people doubted her. One English woman said, if you pleaded, as nearly everyone did, that you could not take up guiding, that you had neither the capacity nor the time, in short, that it was quite impossible, she simply did not hear you. Juliet absolutely hated being prim, proper, dainty, and delicate. So instead of choosing women who were dainty to help her, she decided to choose adventurous women. These women are Olive Soames, who was the wife of Robert Baden-Powell and the founder of Girl Guides, Lou Henry Hoover, who was the wife of President Henry Hoover and was First Lady from 1929 to 1933, Edith Bowling Galt Wilson, who was the second wife of President Woodrow Wilson and served as First Lady from 1915 to 1921, Mina Miller Edison Gilliland, who was the wife of Thomas Edison and daughter of Ezra Gilliland, a famous millionaire inventor, Dorothy Carolyn Lynn McCormick, who was the wife of the Vice President of the International Harvester Company, Cyrus McCormick, Laura Celeste Spelman Rockefeller, who was an abolitionist and the wife of John D. Rockefeller, co-founder of Standard Oil Company, and Jane Addams, who co-founded the Hull House and was co-awarded the Nobel Peace Prize. All of these women were helping out with Girl Scouts in one way or another, from leading troops to working side by side to Daisy. 3 years after the founding of Girl Scouts, the Girl Scout headquarters, GSHQ, was built in Washington, D.C. Daisy tried to convince President William Howard Taft into letting his daughter join Girl Scouts. Although her proposal was turned down, Taft began to spread the idea of Girl Scouts to all of America. This brought many girls looking for Girl Scouts. The membership of Girl Scouts continued to increase even after the tragic death of Juliette Gordon Low. Daisy had breast cancer, but kept it a secret and continued on with Girl Scouts. She went to the doctor several times so he could cure her, but nothing worked. When she was supposed to be resting at home, she snuck out to give a speech at the Girl Scouts Regional Conference in Richmond, Virginia. She died of breast cancer on January 17, 1927, at the age of 66. Daisy was buried in her Girl Scout uniform with a note in her pocket saying, "You are not only the first Girl Scout, but the best of them all." The tombstone says, "Now abideth in faith, hope, and love, but the greatest of these is love." After the death of Juliette McGill Kinsey Gordon Low, the SS Juliette Low, a Liberty ship, was launched on May 12, 1944, and was put into battle in World War II. Schools in Savannah, Georgia, Arlington, Illinois, and Anaheim, California, were all named after her. She has a monument in Washington, D.C., memorialized to her. In 2012, President Barack Obama awards her the Presidential Medal of Freedom, the highest award a civilian can get in the USA.
So at age 52, after meeting the founder of the Boy Scouts in England, Juliette came home and called her cousin and said, "I've got something for the girls of Savannah and all of America and all the world, and we're going to start it tonight." A century later, almost 60 million Girl Scouts have gained leadership skills and self-confidence through the organization that she founded. They include CEOs, astronauts, my own Secretary of State, and from the very beginning, they have also included girls of different races and faiths and abilities, just the way that Juliette would have wanted it.
Today, there are 10 million Girl Scouts in 146 countries around the world through the World Association of Girl Guides and Girl Scouts. Most Girl Scout members today drop out of Girl Scouts by 4th grade. This happens because as girls get older, they have more responsibilities and more schoolwork to worry about. So the easiest solution is to just drop out of Girl Scouts, which most girls do. Some famous women you may know were in Girl Scouts, including Carrie Fisher, Michelle Obama, Hillary Clinton, Taylor Swift, Venus, and Serena Williams. 75% of the U.S. Senate were Girl Scouts. 5 out of 6 current female governors were Girl Scouts. The Girl Scout Promise states, "On my honor, I will try to serve God and my country, to help people at all times, and to live by the Girl Scout law."
Juliette's stand influenced many people, and she gave an independence to girls and women across the globe. Even though she had many trials, she was still able to stand up for what was right, and her stand is still lasting to this day.